Hey everybody, doing a little weather video for you tonight, kind of explaining the weather pattern that we are in right now. We have increasing chances of rain and thunderstorms, maybe some severe weather, maybe some heavy rain. It's also going to improve our smoke and haze conditions because the airflow is changing, shoving it back to the north, and of course with rain, that will help as well. So I'm going to basically kind of show you what we're looking at, the chances of severe weather, the timing on this, and the rainfall totals. So first of all, a while back we talked about how we were in the Omega block and everything was blocked away from here and we were very dry, and how we would see a change in the pattern. That change has happened, and now what we kind of would refer to this as the ring of fire, or sometimes people call this ridge riders. What happens is we have the high pressure suppressed to the south a little bit, as you can see down there over Texas into the Gulf Coast area. And we call it the ring of fire because around the ring of that high pressure you have thunderstorm complexes that develop and kind of ride the ridge, so the ridge riders. So this pattern though is a little different than a typical cold front moving in. We can time it exactly. It's going to come in, in the middle of the afternoon. It's harder to place these because we have to wait till they develop. Once they develop, we can track them a little bit better, but where they initially develop is very difficult to predict. Also, this type of a pattern tends to favor more nocturnal type showers and storms. The low-level jet stream strengthens, that fuels these things, and so they really get going during the overnight into the morning, and then they fade away, again, kind of opposite of what we're used to, which is the afternoon evening type storms. So again, this is a little bit of an unusual pattern compared to what you might be normally used to, but these are going to be firing up more likely during the overnight into the morning hours. At least that's when they're going to be more likely. So anyway, these little systems fire up and then they basically ride along that ridge, and then they'll turn southeast down over this area, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Most of ours will be coming in from the north and to the northwest and then moving down to the southeast. So the pattern though will change again. This is probably good because it would change as we get ready for the holiday. Right now, this is a look now at July the 4th, and you don't really see the very pronounced, ridge over the central portion of the country. It's more of a flatter flow, which is a calmer weather pattern. So after we get some rainfall, it looks like things may calm down some as we get closer to the 4th of July. So let's go over some things here. The severe weather risk from the Storm Prediction Center for Thursday and Thursday night, all of our viewing areas covered under what we call a slight risk, or the lower end, but a risk. What we're looking at here is the hail risk, and even though the hail risk is at 15 percentile, the hatch marks indicate that there could be some larger hail. Technically, that means there may be some hail that's 2 inches in diameter or larger, and that does include a lot of this area. So hail would probably be our biggest concern. This would be the wind risk for Thursday into Thursday night. Again, it's there, but it's not on the high end. And we can't rule out maybe a couple spin-up tornadoes. As a matter of fact, this is in what we call a 5 percentile, and that's up a little bit. I mean, normally we would not quite see it up to that. So we can't rule that out also with some storms that come through on Thursday and into Thursday night. Now you're looking at the severe weather chance as we head into the day on Friday, and this will be Friday into Friday night. So again, we have chances the next couple days maybe of some stronger to severe thunderstorms, and of course we'll be keeping an eye on that. So I'm going to show you a bigger picture now, and I'm going to take just a day farther. This would be severe weather chances, and those of you who follow me on social media know this is one of the sites I use. This was for Friday and Friday night. And in this case, there's a slightly enhanced chance of some severe weather across most of the two-state area. By the way, people ask about the black dot. That's basically put there as the highest probability of severe weather in the entire country, which would put it right over Ohio. Again, this is Friday night, and now this is Saturday night. So we still have an enhanced risk a little bit there of some stronger storms on Saturday night, with a little better risk there in eastern Kentucky. So anytime from Thursday to Friday to Saturday, we do have a risk of some severe weather. So let's talk a little bit about that. What you're looking at here is, this is based off of the NAM I got this from, and this is the surface-based lifted index. The lower the lifted index, the more unstable the air. And this is projected for about 6 p.m. tomorrow, Thursday, the 29th of June. The lifted indexes are quite low, meaning that part of this equation would indicate probably some bigger storms. This is what's called the CAPE, which stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. It's just storm energy. These numbers are also pretty high. This is also for 6 o'clock on Thursday evening. Those two things would hint at maybe some bigger storms. However, this now is what we call the CAP. You know, if you go up in the atmosphere, normally as you go up and you go up, the air gets colder, but sometimes when you go up in there, there's a layer of warmer air, we call it a cap, so the parcels of air will come up, hit the cap and come back down, and it basically puts a lid on storm development. There is somewhat of a cap across the area. This is at 6 p.m. on Thursday. So will we see thunderstorms at 6 p.m.? I mean, some of the things point to it, but the cap may hold and keep things in place, and it would kind of go back to our idea that this is more of a nocturnal type event for the most part. So this is the same computer model, the NAM. Same time, 6 p.m. on Thursday, the 29th of June. Look at that. Nothing. You have unstable atmosphere, but the cap is kind of holding things in place. So this doesn't show anything developing, at least during the early evening hours on Thursday. So let's go back now and look at what we think may be happening. This is going to be in the morning hours for tomorrow, Thursday, the 29th, at about 6 a.m. Again, early morning hours, we've got showers and storms coming through. This would be at about 10 a.m. Moving south of here, fading away, we catch a break at 10 a.m. This is now at 7 a.m. on Friday. Here we go again. Nocturnal development. We've got some showers and storms in the area during the early morning hours on Friday. And now this would be at about 1 a.m. on Saturday. So Friday night into Saturday morning. So you kind of get the idea. They appear to be, they're going to be more likely to form during the overnight into the morning hours the next 2 or 3 days, and less likely you'll see a whole lot of action during the afternoon hours. Now, one beneficial thing, these can bring very good rainfall, sometimes too much rain though. This is the forecast for the European over the next 10 days. It took you all the way out 10 days, and you can see a lot of 2 to almost 4-inch rainfall totals around here. This is the Canadian. You can almost see that ring of fire area where the storms develop and they move along our northern counties. Again, for the next 10 days out until the 8th of July, this shows a lot of the northern areas, at least in a couple, 3 inches of rain. This is the GFS. Everybody, widespread across here, 2 to 3.5 inches of rainfall. And this is the national blend of models, pretty much everybody in a 2 to 3.5 inch. So the pattern has broken, it looks like, as long as we don't get all of that at one time. And some of these storms will produce some localized heavy rain. There could be some flash flooding issues, but at least we've got rainfall and what could be some decent rainfall now in the forecast in the coming days. So it's kind of a complicated pattern that we're moving into, but the bottom line is this. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday, we're going to see some off and on scattered showers and storms. They will probably be more likely to happen overnight into the morning hours. Any of those could produce some heavy rain and any type of severe weather, so we have to keep an eye to the sky. So it's going to be hot with highs near 90. Right now we think as we head for the 4th of July, we're talking sunshine, rain chances look low. Remember I showed you the map how things are calmer towards the 4th. So we're still hot, near 90, although that's not excessive, but the pattern looks to calm down once we hit Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. So stormy pattern on the way. Just be alert, weather alert in the coming days, because we very well could be looking at some severe weather, beneficial rains as well, and it looks like the pattern may break and give us some decent weather as we head for the holiday.